good, everybody? It's your boy George Michael Perez, aka G Mike. You already know what it is, baby. So this fantasy football league, Los Bandoleros, has been going on since 2015 and obviously currently going on right now. But this is the first year that we're actually going to document the whole league to show you guys from anything from trades to matchups to results, playoffs, and championships around. Anything that has to do with the fantasy football league is going to be shown in these next videos throughout the weeks. So hopefully you guys enjoy like we are going to enjoy it. We're going to have interviews as well, short little interviews, maybe managers talking crap about each other. Who knows? But it's going to be dope. Hopefully you guys enjoy it like we will. And subscribe to the YouTube under GMikeMedia_. Or follow me on all socials at Twitter at George Mike Perez or Instagram and TikTok at GMikeMedia_. And if you haven't heard about it, the podcast, The G Perspective, is under YouTube and all podcast platforms under The G Perspective. So hopefully you guys enjoy and stay tuned. All right. So week one is already in the books because I took too long to make this video. Just been a busy dude. You know what it is. You know how shit go. So we'll just go from the standings right now as how they play out. So number one is Jawan, back-to-back champion from 2019 to 2020. Shout out to him going back-to-back, first back-to-back in this league. And I'm not going to give out everybody's government name like that. So I'm going to just give out the first names. Number two, Adonis, aka Crypto Wolf. If you guys don't know, he gives a lot of knowledge on crypto, and I mean, he's doing well for himself. Got week one win. Okay, I see you, boy. But yeah, follow his socials or his YouTube under Chief Crypto Wolf if you want to know more about crypto. Number three is Jose. He got that win over me. We'll see that a little later. 4, Ernie. 5, Tricky Dicky. Surprised with his draft. His first 5-6 picks were freaking great. First time he has a good draft like that. And he got the week one win. Number 6, Johnny Say Word. Boy's big time. Well, not big time, but he big time. Down here in Miami, big time rapper. You got to listen to his albums. Pretty dope. Number 7, Steve, reigning fantasy football champ. Shout out to him for winning last year and getting that first chip under his belt. Number 8, Fabi, aka the legend. I honestly do not know why why his nickname is the legend, but hopefully we'll find out throughout the next episodes. Number 9 is me. Yeah, I got that week one loss. It is what it is. It's tough out there. Number 10, Kev. Number 11, Gio, the rookie. And number 12, George, aka Losing Hurts. First time he changed his name in a while. Trying to get that groove going. But as you see, he is last place. All right, so we'll get started here with the matchups. First matchup is me against Jose. As you can see, Jose whooped my ass. It was crazy. First night, Thursday Night Football, Buffalo against Los Angeles Rams. He had Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs, and Gabriel Davis. And they combined gave him 75 points on a Thursday Night Football game. That is insane. And I had Cam Akers starting, and Buddy gave me 0. Boy had 3 rushing attempts, and one of them wasn't even a rushing attempt. It was a screen pass that he just got back to the line. It was crazy. And even if I try to sub in my bench players, the only one that I could have put in was Michael Carter Jr., and he still wouldn't even give me enough to get to 138. So Jose did his thing. He got Josh Allen with 31, Stephon Diggs 26, Brandon Cooks 15, DeAndre Swift 26, and Gabriel Davis 18. Wow. That is 5 players right there with 15 points or more to start off week one. That is insane. I haven't seen that in a while, but shout out to you, Jose. You got that week one win. I'll see you again. Second matchup here was with the reigning champ, Steve, and the back-to-back champ, Jawan. It was a good matchup. You got Steve with 140.40 points and Jawan 153.32 points. Wow, that was That was an insane match. You got Patrick Mahomes for Steve putting up 34 points, 5 TDs, no interceptions. Wow. Michael Pittman Jr. starting off where he left off, 27 points, 121 receiving yards, and a receiving TD. That's what's up. That's what's up. He had Jonathan Taylor scoring 27. No surprise there. Antonio Gibson scoring 20. That might go down a bit when Brian Robinson comes back. But, hey, Steve, you got Gibby for now. Use him. And then Mark Andrews with 10, only 52 receiving yards, 5 receptions. So if you would have gotten a touchdown, that probably would have been 18, 19 points right there. That probably would have helped you out. But, Juwan got the best out of you. You got Jalen Hurts 24, 243 passing yards, 90 rush yards. Wow. Almost at 100 rushing yards in the game. Cooper Kupp, reigning fantasy champion, reigning fantasy trophy, whatever you want to call it. Cooper Kupp is that dude. 31 points, 13 receptions, 128 yards for a receiving TD. That's what's up. Rashard Bateman with 13. Javonte Williams with 19. I think he's going to be the breakout running back of fantasy football this year. Hopefully he gets more touches than what he did this past game. But he got 11 receptions with 65 yards and 43 rushing yards. Now he's got to up that rushing yards scale, but still got 19 points. Darren Waller with 11, 75 reception yards. It probably would have been a TD. There was one pass that Derek Carr threw it under him and it got intercepted. If not, that would have been probably a 60-yard bomb touchdown. So Juwan would have been up way more than that. And then Michael Thomas, goddamn, been injured the last 2 years, comes back, scores 22 points, 2 receiving touchdowns, and 57 receiving yards. That's what's up. And then your kicker, wow, giving you 15 points. Jesus Christ. Doing his thing. But let's see if Steve, he would have put in Matt Ryan. No, Patrick Mahomes took that. So no matter what Steve would have done with his bench, he still would have lost that game. And if Juwan, if you would have switched some players out for his bench, he would have lost that week. So, hey, shout out to Juwan. He got the first win on that. Steve, still the reigning champ. So don't lose hope, buddy. All right, third matchup of the week. We got Fabi going up against Donis, a.k.a. Crypto Wolf. Again, go check out his socials and YouTube if you want to learn more about crypto. Fabi was talking that smack, man, that he was going to win, but we all knew who was going to win. All right? So for Fabi, he got Justin Herbert. That was a great quarterback pickup right there. 23 points, did his thing, threw no interceptions, so that was good for him. Justin Jefferson, obviously, is going to go off probably each and every week. 39 points, 2 receiving yards, 184 receiving yards. Wow. That is crazy. Tyreek Hill, 18 points, 94 reception yards, 8 receptions. He got no TD. So if he had a TD, he probably would have scored like 25, 26 points. James Connor, with 16.15 points, 1 rushing touchdown with 29 reception yards. We're going to see a lot of that of Connor getting these touchdowns. He probably won't get a lot of yards, but he'll get the touchdowns. And that's what you want in fantasy, for sure. He got Amari Cooper. He got a tight end from the Cowboys, 62 receptions. That's probably going to go down because Dak Prescott is out of there. So try to make a trade for that, Fabi. But, hey, don't worry. You don't got to listen to me. And then Adonis with Dub. He got Tom Brady with only 10 points. Jesus Christ. That's terrible. DJ Moore with 8 points. He had 8 targets though, but only 6 targets though, but only 3 receptions. So that's gonna go up in scale. So shouldn't worry about that. Mike Williams, he's gonna have a good night tonight against Kansas City because Keenan Allen is out. He only got 2 receptions. The only bad thing there is that the Chargers, they got many weapons on offense. So Mike Williams is gonna be 1 week good, 1 week bad, 1 week good, 1 week bad. So that's going to be tough right there. I would say try to trade him. But Saquon Barkley, the man is back. 33 points, 164 rushing yards with 1 rushing TD. And he has 6 receptions. So Barkley, he's going to be doing his thing throughout the season for sure. And then we got CEH, Edwards, Highcloud, for Kansas City. He got 2 reception touchdowns, and I'm actually not surprised because Mahomes loves to dump it off to someone whenever he's in trouble. And if Edwards stays there by his right or his left as a screen pass, man, he's gonna be getting a lot of those throughout the season. And then obviously Travis Kelce, Mahomes' #1 receiver, 26 points, 121 yards, 8 receptions, and 1 receiving touchdown. No surprise there. And then Rashad Penny, he only had 8 points with 60 rushing yards and 2 receiving attempts. But now the Seattle Seahawks are going to go back to the running game like they were when Marshawn Lynch was there and rookie Russell Wilson was there. But now Russell Wilson is not in Seattle no more. They got Geno Smith at quarterback. Yeah, they trust him, but they're going to run the ball more than they throw it. So I think Penny's going to have great boom throughout the season. And then my dog, Atlanta kicker, Young Ho Koo. Boy doing his thing, 19 points. Wow, dude. Hey, you're going to see a lot of that from the Falcons this year. I don't think they're going to score many touchdowns, so they're going to go for a lot of field goals. And then the Pittsburgh defense, 21 points. Jesus Christ. 4 interceptions, 7 sacks, and 1 TDs, 1 pick six. Jesus Christ. Against Cincinnati. 4 interceptions against Joe Burrow. Sheesh. They're going to be doing... they better be doing that all season if they want to try and make the playoffs. Well, let's see if Fabi really couldn't sub anyone in or out to get this win for him. But if Adonis would have played Tony Pollard, Monster, Tyler Lockett, etc., he probably would have lost. So he did some great coaching on that. Shout out to Adonis for the week 1 win. All right, the 4th matchup is between George, aka Losing Hurts, and you can see that the losing is still hurting. Johnny say word with the win on this one, 105.50 points. George with 88.30. Yeah, his players just did not perform. He had a St. Brown on the flex that did get a touchdown for 64 yards, 20 fantasy points. So that was good. And Russell Wilson, he had 1 pass TD. He could have had a second one, but the man wasn't just putting his balls on the table. And then CeeDee Lamb, tough break for the Cowboys. Dak Prescott is out, so CeeDee Lamb, he had 10 targets in this game and only 2 receptions. That is wild. And he had McCaffrey. Yeah, he had 33 rushing yards and 1 rushing TD, but they didn't really use him as much as they should. So McCaffrey should really go up on that. He should have had way more points than that, but he got 15. He got Zach Ertz with 1 reception TD and a 2-point conversion. So he got 11 points. That's pretty good for a tight end, getting you 11 points. You don't really see that too often. But it wasn't enough to beat Johnny. He got Tua Tagovailoa. I don't understand why he's putting his trust in this quarterback, but it is what it is. 270 passing yards, 1 passing TD. Keaton and Allen with 66 yards. He could have had a touchdown, but he didn't. So that would have been up there. He probably would have had 16, 17 points. Cortland Sutton, he's going to have a great year this year with best quarterback he's had and since he's been in the league, Russell Wilson, 72 yards, 4 receptions. That's going to go up from here and then for sure. Aaron Jones only giving him 10. Green Bay Packers offense not looking good since the receivers can't catch a damn ball. But hopefully they keep using Aaron Jones. But they do use A.J. Dillon. So that's going to be on a week-to-week basis if Aaron Jones is going to do good or not. And then Joe Mixon, he's going to be another back that I think is going to break through the roof this year. 82 rushing yards, 7 receptions, 63 reception yards, 21 fantasy points. So he did his thing. And then Christian Kirk, he's going to be the number 1 receiver out there in Jacksonville for Trevor Lawrence. 117 reception yards with 6 receptions, 17 fantasy points. So he's going to do good for Johnny this year if he doesn't trade him. Now, if George would have put in James Robinson, that would have made things closer. He would have been on top of Johnny. He would have won if you would have put James Robinson in, except for Elijah Mitchell. No, actually, he would be down 1 point. So If you would have put in James Robinson for Elijah Mitchell, he would have been down 1 point. And if he would have put Drake London in for CeeDee Lamb, he would have won this week. So his players, they have potential. They just didn't do work this week. Johnny got the best of him, and he got the dub. All right, the fifth matchup of the week, we got Gio, the rookie, and Tricky Dicky. Tricky doing his thing, getting 107.72 points. Rookie, 91.72 points. Didn't really do that good, but Devontae Adams went off, got 30 fantasy points, 141 reception yards, 10 receptions, and 1 reception TD. He had Najee Harris with 1 reception TD, but only 23 rush yards. Wow. I think that's going to go up, though. I think Najee Harris is another back that's going to break out, be top 5 maybe in fantasy. They just got to get him more rush attempts. Chase Edmonds with 10, 40 reception yards, 4 receptions, 25 rushing yards. With Edmonds, you're going to see that a lot. He's going to get more receptions than rush attempts, I think, with Mustard back there. And then he didn't really have much on that. Joe Burrow throwing those 4 interceptions really didn't do good, but he had 338 passing yards. So if he didn't throw those interceptions, Joe Burrow would have been out there almost 20 points. But Tricky got the best of him. Lamar Jackson doing Lamar Jackson's thing. Pay the man, give the man the contract. 20 fantasy points, 3 passing TDs, 213 passing yards, and 1 interception. So if that interception wasn't there, he probably would have had like 24 points. Got AJ Brown showing out for the Eagles. First game for Philadelphia, 25 fantasy points, 155 receiving yards, 10 receptions, and he did not score, but if he would have scored, sheesh, he would have been up there in 33, 34 range. Marquise Brown, 14 points. He got a late touchdown, so that was good for him. 43 reception yards, 4 receptions. Austin Eckler, his number 1 overall pick, didn't do much this game, but they played against a tough defense in Las Vegas. He had 4 receptions with 36 yards and 36 rush yards, so he only had 11 fantasy points. And really, everyone else kind of shit the bed. Josh Jacobs, I feel like he's going to go up in numbers too. He just went up against a tough Los Angeles Chargers defensive line with Khalil Mack, Joey Bosa, and etc. So Gio really couldn't substitute anybody in to try to get him this win. Maybe if you would have put in Burkhead for Robert Woods, it would have put him close, but he still would have been down. And then if Trick would have substituted Javaris Landry for Melvin Gordon, he would have got hella more points. And then that's really it. He got George Kittle on the bench though, so watch out for that. If George Kittle comes back, he's gonna do work. So shout out to Tricky for that week 1 win. And for the last matchup, we got Ernie against Kev. Ernie did his thing, 117.10 points. Kev only had 92.50. Aaron Rodgers shit the bed because those receivers cannot catch a damn ball. But Jamar Chase leading the charge on this one. 28 points, 129 reception yards, 10 receptions, and 1 reception TD. Shout out to Chase, man. He stays doing his thing from last year to this year, even though his quarterback throwing 4 interceptions. Mike Evans, 71 reception yards, 1 reception TD. That TD was on Trayvon Diggs. It was a nasty one-handed catch. While I was watching it, I was crying, but watching the highlights, I was like, God damn, great freaking catch. Alvin Kamara only has 7 points, 39 rush yards, 3 receptions, 7 reception yards. That's going to go up in scale, though. I don't think that's going to remain like that. I think he's going to keep going up from here. And then A.J. Dillon, like I was saying before, he's going to split carries with Aaron Jones, but A.J. Dillon got quads of a mammoth, and the guy can run. 1 rushing touchdown, 5 receptions, and 46 reception yards, 20 fantasy points. Shout out to A.J. Dillon, man. Jalen Waddle doing his thing like always. He got that connection with Tua. 17 fantasy points, 69 reception yards. That 1 reception TD, which was on 4th and 6 right before the half. That was a dope TD. He made 2 defenders miss. So Waddle, do the Waddle. Kev, Matthew Stafford, you gotta try and trade that man. Nah, not really. He just had a bad game. 3 interceptions going up against Buffalo, only 7 fantasy points. Juju Smith, he got Patrick Mahomes back there and now. So he got 79 reception yards, 6 receptions, and a fumble loss. If it wasn't for that fumble, he probably would have gave you 15, would have gave you a little more points to help you out, but probably still would have lost. Jerry Jeudy doing his thing, 20 points. Got Russell Wilson back there, 102 reception yards, 1 reception TD, 4 receptions. That should remain consistent throughout the whole season. Jerry Jeudy is gonna be doing his thing for sure. Dalvin Cook, only 90 rushing yards, 3 receptions, 18 reception yards. If he would have got a touchdown, that probably would have been 20 fantasy points there. That would have helped you out. You probably would have been tied close to tying with Ernie on that. Nick Chubb doing Nick Chubb things. 141 rush yards, 1 receptions, 2 reception yards. Obviously, the rush yards is what we really look at here because he's a freaking animal when it comes to running the ball. 15 fantasy points. Shout out to him. And then Kyle Pitts shit the bed. Only 2 receptions, 19 reception yards. But he should be the number 1 receiver out there in Atlanta. And I think it's going to go up from here. I don't think he's going to have a bad game like that no more. But DJ Metcalf, you got Geno Smith under center. 7 receptions, 36 reception yards. It's going to be tough. He's going to catch the ball, but they're going to try and double him too much. So even if he catches the ball, he's not going to be able to get yards after the catch. So it's going to be tough for him to have a good year. He will have some games that he can break out, but I think more than less, it's going to be around this 8 to 10 points a game. So if Kevin would have put in Cordell Patterson for DJ Metcalf, he would have won this game for sure. And if you would have put in the Pittsburgh tight end for Kyle Pitts, he definitely would have won this week. And then Jameis Winston, if you would have started him. So it was just bad. I wouldn't say bad coaching, but it was just a bad luck for Kev. He got his bench players outscoring some of his starters. If he would have switched that around, he probably would have won this week. But shout out to Ernie for winning that. All right, so that's your week 1 results. For week 2, we got the matchups already. I'm going up against Kev. It's going to be dope. I'm projected to win. Hopefully I do win because now I'm going to have a mental breakdown. Second matchup is Jose against George, a.k.a. Losing Hurts. Jose is projected to win on that one. Third matchup, reigning champ Steve going up against Tricky Dicky. Steve is projected to win that. Fabi, a.k.a. the legend, going up against Ernie. Fabi is projected to win that one. Jawan, the back-to-back champion, going up against Johnny Say Word, the Miami rapper. Jawan is expected to win that one. And then Gio, a.k.a. the rookie, going up against Adonis, a.k.a. Cheap Crypto Wolf. Adonis is expected to win that. All right, so that was the week 1 results. And then you got the week 2 matchups. Hopefully we get someone to come on so we can have a little interview, try to talk smack about the other managers or share their thoughts and feelings about the league or whatever is going on. So hopefully you guys keep staying tuned for the next episode. Don't forget to follow me on YouTube at GMikeMedia_ or my socials at Twitter at George Mike Perez, Instagram and TikTok at GMikeMedia_. And then the podcast, if you haven't heard about it, the G Perspective is on YouTube and all podcast platforms. Thank you guys, and please subscribe and leave some comments, man.